Welcome to a new video on AlHuTV. Today for you, the LYMOW 1 Plus. This is the successor to the 1 model. So this Plus is now the successor model, the current one at the moment. And we can already see just visually, yes, it closely resembles the previous model. Of course, a lot has changed technically. It has definitely become much smarter. That's something I noticed during my test. But also, of course, in terms of reliability. I had the chance to test it and was very positively surprised, just to say that up front, because it's not really suitable for a normal small garden. Even for a medium-sized garden, it's probably already not the right fit anymore. It's the right model, but specifically for large gardens, and especially for those who might have landscape areas that aren't planted or something like that, or maybe an empty plot somewhere where you really need to mow 900, 1000 or even 2000 square meters, it can actually handle much more. It's not limited here in terms of square meters. You can manage around 4,000 a day here, so 4,000 square meters. Of course, there are a few settings and adjustments you can still make, but roughly speaking, yes, for areas like that, it can be used, and that's definitely quite something, yes. And of course, that far exceeds the typical small or medium-sized garden, that's for sure. And yes, I definitely got to test it out in a nice large garden. That's possible too. And you can see everything else here in my video. Maybe you've noticed it's buzzing a little. That's because it's currently running and I left it on purpose. Not because the buzzing is so nice, no. Because I can, of course, raise it up here to clean the mowing deck. I'd like to show you that. For me, that's actually one of the important points. Not just the chain drive, of course, which we have here with a width of 10 centimeters, allowing it to handle slopes of up to 45 degrees. That's one thing, of course, and that's also really great. Naturally, the tracks also help when it can also drive over terrain or branches, anything that's in the way. That's one aspect, of course. What's really important is that we have a camera system here, along with sensors that ensure it can also detect objects. It's not just about driving over everything, that's one thing. In my test, for example, with the hedgehog, it actually stopped as well. So that works wonderfully. All the technology that's inside, in general as well. After all, I have trees here in this garden. There are stones here, white ones, for example. It recognized the stones perfectly too and doesn't just drive around wildly. So even though it's so big and mows through the grass like a tank, it's still intelligent and equipped with the camera. Also with the light, so it can navigate perfectly here and doesn't just drive over everything. So, and now comes the special feature I just mentioned. Now I have to step aside a bit. You can already see here on the underside we don't have any blades like you're used to. No discs with a few razor blades attached to them. Here we have a real mowing unit attached, that is 2 sickle blades positioned side by side, and these sickle blades have a lot of power. No comparison to a standard robotic mower as we know it, or as I could imagine. The scale here is simply suited for something else, simply for larger gardens. And that's why something like these sickle blades we have here is of course very advantageous. Why? That's quite clear. I'll just lower it for a moment. So I'll turn it off, then it still stops. The advantage of the sickle blades is quite simple. In the end, we create a vacuum that makes the grass stand upright and then it gets cut. Of course, that's a huge advantage, as you also know from a regular lawn mower. We don't drive over the lawn first. Often with robotic mowers where the disc is located in the middle, you end up flattening the grass on the left and right, and when you come back later, you have flattened grass here. With a scythe like this, the grass is of course lifted up, and since it really has a lot of power, it's then cut and mulched as well. So those are of course huge advantages that this mower brings with it. Of course, it's also a completely different category, a whole different ball game. That just needs to be made very clear again. So, but otherwise, how does it run? It's actually pretty simple to set up because basically you just attach the charging station wherever you measure it to fit. The RTK is a bit more important, of course. You have to set it up so that we really have reception everywhere here. If it loses the signal, it can also continue to navigate using the camera. As far as I know, it should be about 10 minutes, and that makes quite a difference. So it can also handle a weak signal for a short time and still finds its way around perfectly here. That's definitely very positive, and it really surprised me. I personally had absolutely no problems with the RTK at all. I was able to get around the property wonderfully. That, of course, looks great. Naturally, it drives its lines up and down here in a very natural way. Later on, I also made the entire area a bit smaller so that it would go a little faster. Here in the camera footage, nevertheless, it mows the entire lawn here. That's quite a few square meters, I can tell you that. We'll also take a quick look at the app again later. There are still one or two things left to explain. And here, while it's going up and down, we have cutting width of 40 centimeters, which is quite substantial and allows it to cover these large areas at a really good pace. There are also various settings that you can adjust in the app. I'm not planning on showing you everything at a later stage in this process, but it is important to note that you can always manually readjust the overall playback speed of the mirror border right here. You can make it go even faster, and you can also make the blade underneath spin even faster here. So, of course, all of this depends. How dense is my lawn? Is it necessary or not? But in the end, the default setting ensures a balanced result. And that's how I left it. Yes, and then of course there's the slope I mentioned earlier. So slopes of up to about 45 degrees. With this crawler technology we have here, which is really on another level, it has absolutely no problems climbing slopes here, even with navigation along the wall, stones and so on. No problems at all, it always found its way perfectly here, and as I showed you earlier, it even stopped for the hedgehog, which is very important. We also have an additional physical protection here, so if it ever bumps into something, it stops as well. That is, of course, also very helpful. If you perhaps let it drive too fast, then you should definitely keep in mind the mower deck is extended out front here through the wheels. I noticed it earlier when it was going uphill, and if it's moving too fast, it can sometimes press briefly against the physical guard here on inclines. That's why it's not necessarily advantageous to let it drive fast. I found the default setting really optimal, and in my opinion, there was no need to make any adjustments here. But if you have a very flat property, of course you can do that. I don't know if the effect is really that significant. I've opened the app here for you. Here you can simply see the property that I have here. It looks much smaller on the map here than it actually is. As you saw in the video, it was actually quite a large property. Here I only did the front side of the house. Of course, you can divide the whole thing into several zones. I believe you can save up to 80 areas here. So it's really all on a much larger scale than what you're normally used to. Otherwise, as I said, the app looks very smart, so very clear and easy to use. We also have the option to monitor things through the camera, of course. Can I operate it manually? That's possible. Yes, so none of this is really new. Here are the settings I always wanted to show you. You can already see here the speed that you can set. This is the standard setting that I left as is, and here is the cutting height as well. Yes, and here we can also specify how fast the blade should spin underneath. So this is what I already mentioned to you beforehand. Here you can also see again how wide the tracks are and how much they should be offset. Of course, I left everything as it was here, but as you can see, there are quite a few settings you can adjust. You can really fine-tune everything here just the way you want, although most of it is in English. Yes, that might be one thing, but I don't think it's really an issue. If necessary, you can always translate the main issues with Google, but as I said, it's really not a problem here at all. All the settings can be adjusted here without any trouble. As I already mentioned, we also have a few indicators here, like how good the connection is. Yes, and then here we have again, we've already seen this, but here are the general settings you can go through again. We can say that in the end you can view the protocol report, basically the history. I've saved it here as well. Yes, I covered 290 square meters, and that's what it looked like. As I said, I mowed here and then drove through down here, and it worked wonderfully here. I tried it a few times, and in the end it took me about an hour for nearly 300 square meters. You can imagine that for yourselves. Yes, that's quite a lot, and of course, as I said, it depends a bit on the actual conditions. If I'm just driving back and forth, it's obviously much easier. Here you have to navigate through, which naturally takes longer to cover the area. Yes, if I have to navigate through, it takes longer than if I could just drive straight. And that's what the whole thing looks like here. As I said, I don't want to make it more complicated than it is. It's kept super simple. Yes, I think I was able to give you a little impression here. Here with this Merobot, the LYMOW 1 Plus, which is of course super cool, just to add that. So it comes with a light, we have a camera here, and we have RTK as well. It's suitable for large areas, perfectly suitable. And in my opinion, yes. Is there even a MeroBot for such large areas that's suitable apart from this one here? For that, it does a top job. What I really like, of course, is this. That we have the mower deck mounted at the front here. It's just something completely different from what you know from a normal garden. And that's what it's designed for. And for that, it just did a great job. I was able to test it on my own property. And honestly, I have nothing to add here. It really worked perfectly. I'd like to quickly point something out to you again down below. In the description, you'll find the link again. Take another close look at the robberer. If you currently have the need to use a robberer on such an area, it's definitely hard to get past this one. Of course, it's ideal for larger properties that might not even be developed, or for agricultural land and so on. That's where you can use and benefit from it perfectly. I hope I was able to give you some insight into it. Feel free to leave a comment and give it a like. And of course, you're also welcome to subscribe. I'd be absolutely thrilled. Otherwise, everything about the robot is down in the description. Definitely take another look at it. It's an awesome piece of equipment, and see you next time on AlHuTV.